For the first time tonight in the case against Casey Anthony, prosecutors go on the record to identify the source of a mystery stain found in Casey Anthony's car trunk.
In court papers filed today, prosecutor Jeff Ashton says the stain contains fatty acids consistent with decomposition and is the approximate size of a small child. West 2's Bob Keeling joins us live from the courthouse. And Bob, why are prosecutors coming out with this now?
Well, because the two sides are battling over whether this potentially critical scientific evidence will be introduced in Casey's murder trial. And meanwhile, the two sides could not be further apart on what the source of this stain is. For the first time, prosecutors in the case against Casey say the stain left in the lining of her car trunk is biological and contains fatty acids consistent with the byproducts of decomposition. Beyond that, prosecutor Jeff Ashton argues the stain is the approximate size of a small child. Defense attorney Richard Hornsby says Judge Belvin Perry undoubtedly will allow prosecutors to present this evidence.
It definitely gets in, and it was something I had never seen before, and it just goes to show you that the state isn't relying on speculative evidence here. It seems to be very straightforward in simple scientific principles that the jury will understand and be able to say, that makes sense.
The Anthony defense team has already filed a motion to have the stain evidence thrown out. They say FBI tests showed it had no biological evidence and no DNA could be extracted from it. Our cameras caught up with Cheney Mason and Jose Baez today, going into the state attorney's office for a deposition.
At the end of the day, the scientific evidence itself will come in, and the conclusion will be left to the jury to draw what it is. And it'll be to the defense to argue what it isn't and what else could have caused it.
Ashton argues that tests done by the Oak Ridge Laboratory turned up evidence of fatty acids in the stain, and that should be enough to let jurors decide if this is scientific proof of a child's body in the car.
Jeff Ashton's going to be allowed to argue to the jury that what caused it was a human being, because that's the only logical answer.
Now, for their part, in their latest filing just yesterday, the Anthony defense team said that law enforcement found no evidence that a human body had been in Casey Anthony's car trunk. And in fact, they say the state destroyed garbage evidence to contradict their claims that the car smelled like death. And in a motion, they want Judge Perry to throw out any mention of the smell of Casey's car. We'll have much more at 5. Reporting live from the courthouse, Bob Keeling, West 2 News.